Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Kate. I am the Content Marketing Manager for Main Street ROI, and we're really excited today to have Laura here with us from Mindbody, who's going to present this webinar on how to grow your wellness business in 2018, which, crazy enough, now that we're at early November, is just around the corner. So today's webinar will be recorded, and then we will upload that to our YouTube channel and send out a link to that video as well as a PDF of the slides, likely within the next 24 hours so that you can watch a replay and get any notes on any of the tips that you need. So you can look out for that in your inbox. For today's presentation, we will be doing a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So any questions that you have that come up along the way, you can enter in your question box. And then when we get to the question and answer session, Laura will take a look through and do her best to get through all of those and answer your questions. I will also be monitoring along the way in case you have any connectivity issues or audio problems, so please be sure to stay in touch and let us know. And with that, I will hand this over to Laura and we'll get started.
Thanks, Kate. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So today we're going to talk about how to grow your wellness business in 2018. It's funny that Kate's like 2018. I'm like, I still can't wrap my head around the fact that we are now in November and we have to start planning this because we originally talked about this webinar in, what, August?
And we were like, yeah, it was a while back. I know, it's crazy.
We shouldn't think like that. We should live in the moment. But when you have a business, you can't. So my name is Laura Barcel. I am the manager of channel sales over here at Mindbody. I have been with the company for 6 years, working with small business owners, basically teaching them the software and helping them utilize tools so that they can grow their business. So for today's agenda, we're going to go through the current state of the wellness industry. Then we're going to cover some common barriers that we see that will basically prevent you from being able to grow. And then some tips for 2018 growth. And then at the end, we'll cover some goals and KPIs to help you get there. So let's start with the current state of the wellness industry. So the Global Wellness Institute reported that the wellness market was actually worth over $3 trillion in 2013. And to put that in comparison, that's actually 3 times the size of the pharmaceutical industry. So right now we're experiencing a phenomenon where health is kind of creeping into all aspects of the consumer life and their experience. The increase in the wellness market has brands starting to take notice and adopting this health-driven focus. Now, among the 10 wellness markets, fitness and body is actually the second fastest growing industry. Now, this is actually up 21% in 2 years, taking it now to $542 billion a year industry. Now, what kind of makes up this health and wellness market? And there's different aspects to it. And so I kind of wanted to touch on it so you guys could get a good understanding of what is wellness, because wellness can kind of incorporate all these different, let's say, categories. And so it's interesting at our company is that we have this wellness focus, and what I've always struggled with as a consumer is, well, to me, wellness means being healthy, being active, but what it really means in the general population is it not only is that, it's helping people live healthier, happier lives. And so it kind of has a little of a beauty section and some spa and some, meditation and yoga. So when you talk about the health and wellness market, it's interesting because beauty and anti-aging actually represent $999 billion of that market. Now, we talked about the fitness and mind body, so that's anything from yoga classes to meditation to wellness centers to Soul Cycle, whatever it may be, however you may choose your fitness. And then there's also the nutrition, which is nutrition and weight loss and healthy eating. That's actually a $648 billion industry. And then we have some of these other industries where it's complementary and alternative medicine. So that's your acupuncture, massage. Of course, we have the thermal and mineral springs. Who doesn't love a nice soak? And then the spa industry. And so that's close to $100 billion industry as well. Now, we predict that there's going to be a tremendous opportunity for wellness businesses to meet the needs of these health-focused consumers. Because in 2016, analysts actually reported that the global wellness economy reached $3.7 trillion. And if you remember the slide previously, in 2013, it was 3.2. So there's been this extreme growth over the last 3 years. And the growth isn't expected to stop. It's actually expected to accelerate by 17% in the next 5 years. So now that we kind of understand the growth potential for your business, let's cover some of the common barriers that are going to prevent you from achieving that year-over-year growth that you want. Now does anyone's social media look like this? This is a Twitter account. I think that this happens more often than we want to admit. One of the biggest barriers is having a social media presence. And this isn't just Twitter. This is also Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or Snapchat. Or maybe you have all those accounts and you're not really active, or you have incomplete profiles and you're not regularly posting to engage your customers. Now, the second one is competition. Usually people are fearful or avoid the competition, and most of the time these small businesses want to stay far away from that, and you would never, ever consider partnering with some other businesses. And you really don't see the upside or the value for your business when you want to partner with your competition down the street. Now, the third one is Groupon. And it's not Groupon in particular. It's when business gets slow, and I'm going to ask this as a question for everyone if they want to answer. How many of you discount your services and pricing? And interestingly enough, you are not alone. A lot of people do that, and that's why Groupon and all these phenomenons have happened where it's discounted pricing. And it really is this undervalued services and products. Now, if you were to raise your prices, how many of you actually are fearful that your clients would jump ship? Now, undervaluing your services and products can actually stem from this fundamental lack of belief in what you can offer your clients. Even though you know outwardly you offer this great service, when you undervalue what you can offer, there's something there to it. Now, the last one. This is the biggest one we see, and this is the biggest barrier in achieving year-over-year growth, is not creating a vision, a mission, or goals. This is where owners tend to focus on actions, but they don't correlate to anything. It's focusing on non-value added tasks. Now, you can separate yourself from the competition and increase your revenue, whether you just started a brand new business or that you've been in the wellness business for years. That this is for everyone, and everyone can always increase. So now let's get into the 4 tips to help you grow your business in 2018. Now, the first tip we're going to go over is develop a social media presence. And this can be a very overwhelming idea, and it's okay, we understand that. You just need to take baby steps, start small, and be consistent. And we know there are so many social media platforms out there that you don't know where. And so how do you start taking baby steps? Well, 65% of baby boomers in Generation X actually prefer Facebook, whereas Instagram is going to be the preferred social media for millennials. And if you look at this graph, it kind of goes over all the different types of social media platforms. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, Google, YouTube. You know, the list goes on and on. But there are also some other forms. So blogs is a great example. Now, you've probably heard stories about how people have turned their blogs into these multi-million-dollar businesses. We see them, you see them on Instagram, you see them on the news, and those are obviously the exception for the rule. We don't expect that that's what you're going to do with your blog, but what you can do with your blog is that when you create some well-written content. It's going to increase your new clients and your current client engagement. And there are free sites that can help you kind of go through this process. And you can either do a WordPress or Blogger, or you can even add your blog to your website. Now, the second one that is over here is YouTube. So this provides you an opportunity to share your story. And I talked about not having a vision or mission or goals. And when you have that vision and that mission, that's how you can share your story through YouTube. And then you get to communicate that with your audience, whether it's your future clients that you're looking for or your current clients. Now, if you share that valuable and relevant content with your audience in a meaningful way, this will actually increase your online presence and your brand and allow you to continue to grow. Now, with all these social media platforms, I understand that you can't just focus on all of them. My gosh, you know, most people don't have a marketing team. It's maybe just you running your social media platforms. So you can't invest everywhere and you can't be everywhere at once because that's not a good use of your time or your resources. But what you can do is know your clients. Start by identifying a growth audience that makes sense for your business. So if you've noticed that in your business you have this huge millennial population and you think it's great, but you think you've maybe tapped out in that and maybe you need to get more of the Generation X to come into your business. Okay, so that's where you start. That helps you gain a clear understanding of why you want to reach them because you don't have them coming into your business. And then what are your goals for targeting them? From there, you can strategize and plan against one of the social media networks that they prefer. So for Generation X, you look at the graph and you see that they prefer Facebook. And then you can start to engage them on Facebook. Now, with any plan, you always have to watch it, be cautious of it, and adjust your strategy. But also, don't forget to leverage your content that you're creating for that platform across your other platforms so that it doesn't suck all your resources. So if you're using a great story about some Generation X that came in and had, transformation, don't forget to use that in your Instagram or your Pinterest, or maybe a YouTube. Those are all great sources where you can use the same content. Now, as of August 2017, only 33% of wellness small businesses retained their clients. And it's kind of a scary stat because if you think about how much you've spent in marketing to gain new clients and that you're only retaining 33% of them, it's a scary realization. Now, according to a survey given in September 2017, here are the most important retention factors. And they vary, of course. This may be a little more fitness-based, but you can see that it's off of the classes they offer, the location, the price, the schedule, your instructors and practitioners, and then it starts to kind of move into the lower ranked items, such as the community, your amenities, the music, if daycare is provided, of course. But think about the wellness businesses that you repeatedly visit. Why do you continue to go back to them? For me, I know for my fitness business why I go back to them. It's not only the location because it's directly across the street from my office. I think that's very convenient, but it's also the people. I really enjoy who it is, the customer service I experience. Those are the things that make the difference for me, which is why I continue to go back to this business year over year. So our tip number 2 is aim to exceed client expectations. You want to create an atmosphere where your staff want to go the extra mile for their clients. One of the biggest challenges small businesses experience is maintaining consistency and a high level caliber customer service. Your clients should know what they want to expect from each visit. They normally do, but you should also know what they want to expect so that you can then achieve that and be confident that they're going to want to return. So some ways that you can always exceed client expectations is don't skimp on talent. To stand out from your competition, it's critical to hire excellent staff who provide high quality work. This is important for all service-based businesses, but even more so for practitioners when they have that close relationship with the client. Now, this is going to be one of the easiest ways to keep your retention rates up and your clients coming back. So if I think about why I go to my fitness studio, I said it's customer service, it's the people, and to be totally honest, there's an instructor there, and I wasn't going to tell you this to kind of give away the tip, but there's an instructor there that I love her classes so much, I won't go to any other instructor's classes, I just go to hers. And if she's not teaching it, I just don't go to that class. And it's this loyalty that I don't know what it stemmed from, but she's such a great instructor and she pushes me and I see the results that I want, that I know that if I go to another studio, I'm not going to get that same level of quality that I'm looking for. Now, the second part to aiming to exceed your client expectations is step up your expertise in your practice. You should always be constantly evolving. You're already a qualified professional, but there are always things that you can learn and ways to improve your practice, your business, and your staff. Now, I'm not talking about Googling like postnatal exercise. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is going to classes, taking part in educational sessions, staying on top of evidence-based research or trends and progressive thinking. And that's great when you stay on top of it, but what you really start to have to do is you have to train yourself to think critically and be flexible and open to these new ideas so that you can incorporate them into your business. Because once you do that, the competition doesn't stand a chance in competing with you. Now, forming partnerships. We talked about this as being one of the fears and the common barriers is that you're scared of your competition. You're scared of forming partnerships. And sometimes it's just that you don't see the value, and sometimes there's deeper lying issues. But just because your business is small, it doesn't mean you can't work with large companies or corporations. Small businesses can actually reach a new audience by offering services to larger companies and corporate offices. So I'll give you an example. Small businesses I know work with Red Bull, WeWork, Whole Foods to offer chair massages to their employees for on-site stress relief. What's nice about our company is, how can our company represent like the wellness industry without having a wellness room on site? And so what's great about it is not only do we have on-site chair massages and stuff like that, but we have a facility that we bring in local businesses. So we have, I think our Peer Bar comes in, we have a couple high intensity training places come in, we have CrossFit businesses come in, and they all teach one class a week, and it's free for employees, and you sign up and you go. It not only is like this stress relief, but it's nice to step away from your desk. You don't have to worry about, driving anywhere to a fitness studio or the lines or the classes, or is your package still available? Do you need to pay? Like, you don't have to worry about all those little logistics things. It just makes doing something that's good for you easy. So large companies are interested in having these benefits of wellness services at work. It not only can keep their insurance costs down, but it also boosts this employee productivity, because after you leave a class, you have this different aura about you. So with just a few business visits to these businesses, you can actually reach a new client base that maybe wouldn't have found you otherwise. Now, don't forget to embrace other local wellness businesses. So there's a couple examples, but Wicked Fitness in Myrtle Beach actually offers yoga in addition to fitness classes. But what they do encourage their clients to do is meditate as well, but they don't offer any meditation classes. So what they do is partner with a local business that does and offer special sessions to their members. And so you can incorporate something like that, or it can be something where they maybe are in the wellness vertical, but they're not a direct competitor to you. So if you think about let's say, you go work out and you need a massage afterwards, or you want a facial, or maybe you're going out that evening and you don't have time to run home, get ready, and then go out. And so you stop by a local salon, and that local salon gives you a discount off a blowout so that you are ready for your night after this amazing workout that you just had. So there's lots of ways that you can form partnerships with other local businesses that are going to expand your reach and get you in front of new clients, but also help engage your current clients. So embrace this idea of joint ventures with your competitors and form alliances. There is more than enough business for everyone who wants it. Now, consumers are willing to pay more to live healthier, happier lives. So this is actually data from our client base. So this is from Q1 2015 through Q1 2017. And we found that based on a single service price, that the actual national average of fitness classes has risen 7.8%. Now, just in Southern California, there's a different little phenomenon going on, and we've actually seen an increase of 13.6%. What this basically says is, overall, we see that there is this wellness trend that is increasing, and prices are going up, and there's an increased demand. But what it also says is in different areas, you're going to have different pricing, and you're going to be able to grow your business more because you get to stay competitive, not only within the national average, but within your local average. So this is kind of a breakdown to give you an idea of where do the sales come from? How do they come from? What pricing structures should I offer? So in Q2 2017, we saw that the most purchased package was something that was based off of multi-session. So whether it's a 10-pack of yoga, whether it's a 10-pack of having eyelash extensions, it ranges the gamut. But when you have different types of packages available, that's what consumers are looking for. Now, a few slides ago, I asked you if your prices, if you were to increase your prices, how many of you would fear your clients would jump ship? Now, think about the last time that you increased your pricing. You have to step up and charge what you're worth. Look at the pricing of your local competition. Do they offer the same services, the same amenities, the same business, location? Are they actually your competitor? Do you have a higher quality of staff, of business, of cleanliness maybe even, or trendiness? It doesn't matter, but what you have to do is look at your local competition and look at their pricing and compare it to yours. And then don't forget to incorporate those industry consumer buying behaviors and the different pricing options into that and really analyze it. Am I pricing my business appropriately? Am I scared of undervaluing my services because I'm going to lose a client? So for example, the salon I go to, they hadn't raised their prices, they told me, in over 10 years. And I'm in a smaller town, but we're still in California, and it's still California pricing. But what was interesting is that the new owner came in, he said, I'm going to raise your prices X%. And all the stylists were like, no, you cannot raise my pricing. I'm going to lose all my clients. But the owner said, no, we're going to do this because you offer great services. You continually educate yourself. You continually bring your expertise up a notch. You are the highest caliber salon in this area, they pretty much are, but doesn't matter because the stylists were still terrified of this price increase. So they warned all their clients. And as myself as a client, I knew that it was coming and I knew what the price was going to be. But as my mind that never really changed, because as a consumer, I still wanted to go to my stylist because he knows me. He knows how to do my hair. I love the way he does my hair. I don't want to start with someone new. There's this loyalty factor that when you have high quality staff and they're actually charging what they're worth, you still want to continue to go to them. It's not scary. I'm not going to run away from that. And so they went through their price increase, and I asked them afterwards, kind of just because more from like a business sense, what did your retention look like? did you see an effect of the price increase? And every single one of them said, nope, my clients that have been great loyal clients have stayed my great loyal clients. So don't be scared to charge what you're worth. Now, creating goals and measuring your growth. This is going to be one of the most important steps. So I kind of covered some tips to grow your business, and we need to implement goals and KPIs to track them and monitor your business growth. But let's give you a couple industry benchmarks, and these are going to be based off Mindbody customers, but it gives you a good idea of where should you start with your goals, because it's really hard to just say, I want 30% year-over-year growth. That's great, but break that down, and how are you going to get that? So let's look at some benchmarks to help you get there. On average in Q2, our clients saw about 415 clients. Now, 55 were new clients, and they saw an average attendance rate of over 2,000. Now, in January, there's always this fitness pop, and we're coming into it, so everyone needs to get ready. So in 2016 versus 2017, there was a 28% growth, and then in 2017, it went up again 33%. So clients are out there. This, like I said, this wellness trend is not stopping. Now, attendance is pretty flat and steady. That's increasing at an 18% year over year. Now, sales, this is always the important one, right? So in 2016, we saw 9% growth, and then in 2017, we saw 7% growth. But what's interesting about all these numbers is that there is continued growth. So don't set your sights short and continue to exceed what you want to do. Now, you can't manage what you can't measure, right? So based on these industry metrics, choose growth goals in major categories and monitor your progress throughout the year. Now, by tracking smaller KPIs, you'll actually know where to focus and which levers to pull for this continued 2018 growth. So let's go over a couple of them. So we have revenue. Revenue is obviously how you achieve growth, right? That's where you're going to see it in your business. So look at your revenue by your category, so the different services you offer. Look at your year-over-year revenue change, your profit margin. How much of your revenue is actually reoccurring? Because that's a great way to set your business up. And then look at anything that's maybe out of the ordinary, like an online sale. So if you have online sales, or you have a Shopify account, or you use e-commerce or something like that, see how much of that is contributing to your business. And then these individual KPIs can help you hit your overall revenue target. So the next one is attendance. We talked about attendance, that there's this huge increase at the beginning of a new year, and those are with your new clients. But if you're discounting your services, how many of those are total paid visits? How many of those people are just coming one time and not coming back? And then how many visits per month are you receiving as a business? Referrals. Referrals is huge. This is all about the partnerships and getting who you are out there, your social media presence. What is your number of monthly referrals, and what do you want it to be? And then where are those referrals coming from? Because that's where you know, if you see that they're all coming from social media and you develop this amazing social media strategy to get those Generation X, you know that you crushed your goal, right? But if all of a sudden you see huge number of referrals and they're coming from all over the place, maybe you're just providing excellent customer service, and word of mouth is allowing your business to grow. Now, the last one is retention. We talked about when you hire quality staff, you're going to increase your retention. So how many people are not coming back? How many people are maybe just purchasing an intro offer? How many of those intro offers are turning into retention? So if you were to do a deal through Groupon or whatever other site you want, how many of those people are staying with your business? If you have auto pays, how many of those people are then becoming reoccurring paying members? And then what does your year-over-year retention look like? These are the levers that you can look at and the individual KPIs when you put together a spreadsheet that will allow you to see how you can continue to grow in 2018. And when I say levers, if you're noticing that, your revenue might be slowly increasing, but your retention is decreasing, you know to really focus on that piece of the business. Now, to kind of review, we saw that the global wellness economy reached $3.7 trillion and is expected to accelerate by 17% in the next 5 years. You want to avoid the common barriers in achieving your 2018 growth. And so to kind of recap, those common barriers were not having the social media presence, being fearful of the competition, undervaluing your business and your services, and not having those goals, that vision, that mission. Don't forget your tips. So your tips are to create that social media presence, aim to exceed client expectations, to form partnerships, whether it's with a competitor or a large company, it doesn't matter, to charge properly for your services. And then don't forget to develop the goals and the KPIs so that you can measure your growth and see your success in 2018. Now, we are at a pivotal moment where people worldwide are taking steps to change the way they live, work, and play, while at the same time, governments are finally recognizing the value of investing in prevention to lower healthcare costs. So take advantage of this revolution and use 2018 to grow your business. So with that, I will open it up for Q&A. So like Kate said, there's a little question area in the right hand of your screen. Go ahead and type in any questions and we can go through them.
Give people a couple minutes to answer any questions.
Now, don't be scared. Questions are good. What they say, there's no stupid questions out there.
So I actually have a question, Laura. With the kind of growth that you guys have, Mindbody have seen in this industry over the past few years, is this something, I'll finish my question and then we have one coming in. Is that something that it's predicted on your end to continue 2018, 2019? And so do you guys have any projections about like that type of growth and how, in terms of, for small business owners now who are already in that industry, with the type of growth and the amount of businesses, I assume that also means that there's a growing interest in it as well. So when you talked about this idea of working with competition and things of that nature, it sounds like there's like kind of room for everybody because the industry as a whole is growing. Is that correct, I guess?
Absolutely, I think so. What's interesting is that you see two types of dynamics going on. You see the lower end price point. So your bigger franchises sometimes have a lower end price point. So if I were to say like Crunch or any of those large health clubs out there, right? They have that market. But then there's also this huge market where people are willing to pay for boutique services, right? They want to pay for healthier, happier lives. They're willing to spend the money. We saw how much money is spent yearly on services. And so there is room for everyone at the table, and you can use each other to grow your business because consumers want access. They want access to everything. Some of them want it at a cheaper price. Some of it want it at a higher price because they want it more specialized. So when we think of competition, don't be fearful of it. Embrace it because there is enough to go around.
Got it. Thank you. And I'll let you, it looks like we've had some questions come in, so I'll let you take those.
Yeah, I am trying to open them up so I can see them a little bit bigger. I'm not going to lie. Give me 1 second. Okay. So we had a question that came in that says, what role does tech play in partnerships? And I think technology and partnerships, you're talking to a technology company, so I'm going to say 100% it is vital, of course. But it is important because when you allow access, so whether you have a mobile app or you have web presence or online booking or anything like that, that's how people are going to find your business. And usually, I think there was a stat that was like 75% of consumers have already made their decision before coming to your business as someone new coming to your business. So embracing technology is the way that you are going to consistently find clients and engage your current clients. She actually had a follow-up question, which I didn't read. Sorry, Vanessa. So in other words, how does tech need to be implemented to support cross-business partnerships? So when you're supporting cross-business partnerships with technology, I think it is important. You have to be able to promote each other in a way that doesn't undercut you. So I'll give you an example, and this is where I'm going with the example is within our software, you have to be able to know that if someone is coming from the business down the street because you gave them, 10% if they come and take this service, you have to know how to track that. You have to understand what kind of discount, what kind of pricing you're giving them. And the only way to make that a scalable process at your business is to incorporate a technology platform that allows you to do that. And so that's why I'm going that route, because that is how technology is going to help you build these partnerships, is because it makes it a scalable process and it makes it easy and a clean customer experience, which is what every business always wants. I hope that answered your question, Vanessa. The next question is, what do you recommend is the best way to develop a Facebook presence? Is it Facebook ads or just videos and such on the business page as well? What's interesting is I was just reading a business to consumer Facebook myth guide. And it was interesting because it talked about that Facebook is great for client engagement and finding new clients. So if you're posting videos and content and amazing stories, that's going to be good for potential new clients or brand awareness and engagement with your current client base. But what it actually said is Facebook ads have always been thought of as more of a brand awareness. But what it really is it's kind of the end of the funnel of how to close the deal. So if you think about as a consumer, and I go on, let's say Pottery Barn, and I'll just give away my secret. And I look at these chairs and I'm like, oh, the chair is so great. Like, no, I don't need it. My husband's going to kill me, right? This is how I interact as a consumer. And then I close it down and all of a sudden I pull up my Instagram and there's that beautiful chair I want. And then I close my Instagram and then I pull up my email and my email says 20% off. And then it has that picture of that beautiful chair again, right? Post that and then I go into Facebook and then there's the chair. It's this constant reminder of, oh my God, I just love it so much. I just have to buy it. And that's why those Facebook ads tend to be the way to close the bottom of the funnel deal. So I hope that answered your question. If there are any other questions, feel free to shoot them over. Otherwise, I didn't really hit on anything about our software platform. That wasn't really the intention of this webinar. But I do want to let you know that if you are interested in using Mindbody to help you achieve your 2018 growth, you will receive 15% off your monthly subscription if you sign up in the month of November. If you are interested, there will be a link that we will give Kate to send out so that you can have a consultation and see if it works for your business. And with that, I just want to thank everyone for their time today. I hope you guys are enjoying the beginning of your November and you have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you so much, Laura. We appreciate all the tips. And again, we'll definitely include that link for your special offer on Mindbody, as well as replay of this webinar and the PDF slides from the webinar in a replay email that we'll send out within the next 24 hours. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Laura, thank you again. And I hope everyone has a great weekend to come. We're almost there, right?
Exactly. Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
All right. Take care.
Bye.